Mom, Dad, I have something important to tell you.
Dad, Mom, can we talk?
I need to tell you who I am.
I don't want to continue lying to you. Tyler Clementi.
I'm different.
I'm having a hard time.
I don't want to shock you.
I want to ease into this.
Raymond Chase. So here goes.
Okay. Here I go.
Cody Barker.
I thought that I could fool everyone by going out with
boys.
Girls.
I was afraid to feel uncomfortable.
Deep down, I know who I am.
Billy Lucas.
So I went out with
boys.
Girls. Seth Walsh.
But I made sure that it didn't work.
I set an unattainable goal.
So that everyone would think I was.
And everyone would stop harassing me about. No one was good enough.
Justin Aver. No one had enough morals.
No one was quite pure enough.
It doesn't work. Asher Brown.
The only person I was fooling was myself.
But lying to everyone makes me feel trapped.
It's like I'm smothering and I can't get out.
Jamie Rodemeyer.
It's like society is forcing me into a mold.
But I don't have to change to fit that mold.
Brandon Bittner.
I'm so scared.
I'm so scared.
I'm so scared.
Juana Vega. Mom?
Dad?
Lance Lunston. Dad?
Mom? Carl Walker Hoover.
Hi.
Hi. I love you. I'm gay.
Matthew Shepard.
It was 6 years ago this year when I finally came out.
I knew I was gay in the 6th grade. My mom even caught me kissing another girl. Freaked out, and that was it.
It was my senior year of high school. 6 months before I came out to my mom, I asked her, "Do you like me?"
I would keep everything bottled up.
But that's not my coming out story.
I was driving home from a Bye Bye Birdie rehearsal with my best friend Lily.
She said, "Of course I like you." I said, "No, I know you have to love me. But do you like me?"
At times, the feelings and secrets were just so much for me. All I wanted to do was just run away and never look back.
See, my parents basically convinced themselves it was a phase and forgotten it had ever happened.
We were joking around as we always did, when she said, "I want to have a gay best friend so it can be like Will and Grace." I got the guts to finally say, "You do." She started laughing. "Who?" "Me."
Because there might be a day when you won't.
And that's what I did. I thought being the only son in the family, I was letting my parents down. I was never going to be the man they wanted me to be. So I thought running away and leaving would be the best thing for everyone. To make a long story short, I just finally came out and said, "I'm gay." There were a lot of tears, a lot of growing up to do, and even more love when I finally came back and talked to my parents about me being gay. After all of that, I realized I don't have to be afraid or run away from who I am. I love me. So does everyone else in my life.
So 2 years later, when I found a girlfriend, we decided to wait to tell our parents. We figured we'd know when the moment was right, and that moment came when her mom found a note I had written her. She told her everything. So I felt it was only fair if I told my parents. We sat down for dinner that night. We were eating chicken and red peppers, I remember, and my mom was cutting her food with a steak knife. I said, "Guys, I have to tell you something." I just stared down at my plate, and I blurted it out. "Kendra and I are together. I'm gay." My mom's knife immediately slid across the plate, making that terrible screeching noise, and I thought, well, this was dumb. I'm coming out, and they all have pointy, sharp knives. My dad just nodded his head and said, okay. My sister seemed shocked, but stayed quiet. And my mom, well, she just asked, "Are you sure you're not mixing up friendship with feelings?" I knew I wasn't. She then proceeded to give me an entire speech on how I could get AIDS, and asked me to give her time to digest. It was almost 2 years before I felt comfortable enough to talk to my dad about girls. And my mom would constantly remind me that somewhere out there could be a guy someday that changes my mind. I know they're disappointed they don't get the typical girly daughter, but I know they still love me. And no matter what, as long as I'm happy, they're happy.
"Lily, I'm gay." She stopped laughing and realized I was serious. It was freeing and scary at the same time, but I knew that Lily would help me through it. I started noticing I was having feelings for other boys around the 6th grade. I really didn't know how to deal with it. I finally became comfortable with myself about my junior year of high school. And I told myself when I felt the need and I was ready that I could come out. And I've never felt better. And now I don't care what anybody thinks about me.
I came home from work one night and my mom knew immediately that something was wrong. She kept asking, what's wrong? Did you get in a car accident? Did you get a speeding ticket? All I could do was stare at her. I couldn't say anything. Finally, after what seemed like years, my head just finally fell in my hands and I began to sob. She came over to me and wrapped her arms around me and began to rock me. And she said, it's okay, Joe, it's okay. But you just have to say it. And I kept saying, I can't. And she said, you have to. So finally I looked her in the eye and I said, Mom, I'm gay. And she cried and I hugged, and I cried and she hugged. And now people like hearing my coming out story because it's how I began to accept myself. But I like telling it because it marks the day when my mom and I formed a relationship that I'll treasure forever.